So I started raising the trailer to get it high enough so that it would back off the pressure on the sway bars, and then I could release the equalizer hitch. And all of a sudden, the trailer hitch fell right through the thing that was supposed to be holding it up.
It's a wheel chock for tandem wheels, and it also doubles as a tongue jack stand. The tongue jack goes right there.
And the whole trailer just rocked back and forth like this for about 5 seconds. And I thought, what kind of damage did I do here? we accomplished a lot. We had a lot of fun. We pretty much mastered all the plumbing, all of the leveling, pretty much become campers at this point. One of the things that I did want to do, which I ended up being able to do successfully, was finally hook up to the water the right way, filled up the freshwater tank, and made sure that the meter was working fine. Also took a hot shower, was able to learn how to use the hot water heater. There were some valves that I needed to adjust. Once that was set up properly, the hot water flowed and that shower was nice. What surprised me is how fast the gray water tank fills up. We actually needed to empty that after before the second day was even finished. And of course, I was able to successfully empty all of the tanks at the end of the trip into the sewer. But what I did find, first of all, was that the hose that they gave us as part of the welcome package was nowhere near long enough to run from the RV to the sewer. I had to go to the camp store. Fortunately, they had a nice 20-foot length that was, it was a Camco, but it was fairly good quality. It was higher quality than the free one that they gave us with the camper, and a lot longer. So I was able to, I actually connected the 20-foot length up with the existing, I don't know, 5-foot, 6-foot, very short blue hose, and tightened that connection up so that there'd be no leaks. And I emptied the tank, and of course, the very first time I used that short free hose that they gave me, it had 2 or 3 leaks. There was water streaming out, just pinhole leaks, but it didn't even last one use. So my recommendation would be, if you get something like that, just replace it immediately. Don't even bother using it. You can tell right off the bat that A, it's too short, B, it's too thin. Put it away for an emergency when you have to drain the gray tank someplace, but don't use it for your raw sewage. You don't want that leaking all over the place. In fact, when we drove up to empty the tanks, the camper ahead of us, I could see the same thing happening to him. He had fountains coming out of his hoses where there were holes, and we were hoping that it was his gray tank that was leaking, but there was quite a puddle there that we had to step in when we emptied our tanks. But it was quick, it was clean, and it was successful. So we had a great first family camping experience, and we'll definitely go back to this campground again. We love the area. We had several things to do during the day. There were hikes to take, parks to visit. It's not too far from the Clarence Antique World Flea Market. That whole town is filled with antique stores. If that's your kind of thing. There's also in East Aurora, New York, there's which is about a 20-minute drive from the campground. There's a Five and Dime that's been there since the early part of the 20th century, It's called Vidler's. That's a great place to visit. All kinds of knickknacks and toys and vintage stuff that they sell. New, it's not used. It's a department store, but the way it was back in the 1920s and 30s and 40s, and even the 50s. It's a little piece of history on Main Street in East Aurora. So go visit that if you get a chance, if you're out in the area. And certainly stay at the campground in Akron, right there by Akron Falls. It's a great little place to stay. So until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on the next episode of RooVentures.